Happy New Year.
Bring my thing.
Can I stop? I actually had it in my head of what I was going to say. You're a bad man.
Dry the boat. Sorry.
Hey guys, welcome back to Gameweek 21. We'd like to wish you a happy new year and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Firstly, we're just going to start off with Arsenal because, you know...
I'm smiling now because of Arteta.
Oh, relax.
You know, like smile.
I like to see you smiling. I like to see it.
Yeah, sure. We're going to start off with Arteta and how he's transformed the club so far. I'm going to make it a big transformation.
Beautiful scenes at the carpet.
In 3 games.
beautiful scenes at the carpet. Beautiful scenes at the carpet. Obviously, we started off with. Can you let me? It's my turn, right?
No,
it's my turn. Yeah, it's my turn. Right.
I like to notice these things.
So obviously, we started off 1-1 at Bournemouth. Really, Emery's team. So there's not a lot Arteta can change from that. Then we go to Chelsea. No. We start seeing Then Chelsea come to us. Come to the carpet, and then we put in a great first half. Obviously, Ozil masterclass within the first half. Yeah. We're seeing Arsenal. We're seeing Arsenal pass with urgency. We're seeing like some flashes of play, but we're seeing old habits come in. And then the 80th minute happens. Arteta sitting on his ass, taking ages to make a substitution. Takes Ozil off. I think he puts on Willock or something. Can't remember. Just makes a couple bad substitutions, and then you think, we've all been here before. You know it's coming. Leno, who's been more or less our player of the season, comes out and tries to punch the ball. Tries to punch the ball when clearly, even they said it on Sky, if he came with an open palm, Matt Murray said if he came with an open palm, he clears it, and Jorginho don't get his tap in. Now, from that point onwards, I knew the second one was coming. But the fact that Jorginho scored the first goal, I was raging because I don't like George.
He shouldn't have been on the pitch.
He shouldn't have been on the pitch in the first place because the ref bottled sending him off because 2 yellows. It's clearly 2 yellows.
I've never seen that pullback.
Never not been given a yellow, but cool. Then Tammy Abraham, who's had an awful game. Who's had a horrendous game. He was getting dragged. He had an awful game. Awful game.
It wasn't awful for me, man. He did some nice striker play, man. Just holding up the ball.
You know when you're cage football, secondary school, the heavy right to switch, and it was such a bad touch. Like, it just did. The skill didn't even work, but it worked because it was on Mustafi because he dropped off on him so much. But cool, 2-1. Arteta's looking like, wow, was this what I signed up for? You lot have no bottle, no morale. Cool. Learn from our mistakes. United come to the carpet next match. New year, new us. 2020, whole new team.
What you're telling me is that in the space of 3 days, it's moved from Emery's team to Arteta's team. That's what you're telling me.
You're shameless. I can't even agree with that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. To be fair, from the first game, I felt like I saw differences from the way Emery played and what Arteta was asking of Arsenal. I saw a lot of defensive intensity from the first game. Obviously, you couldn't keep up because it's only been a couple of days and new principles and all of that. But from the first game, I saw that you were defending with more intensity, getting the ball back quicker. So I could definitely see improvements coming quickly. In the Arsenal, I'm going over the Chelsea game because you played well for 30 minutes. Then they brought on Jorginho.
45.
I say 30. Once they brought on Jorginho, I feel like the game changed. Ozil didn't have that space that he had in the first half.
Yeah.
But in the Arsenal United game, I feel like a lot of what he did came together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like again the defensive intensity was the thing that surprised me the most. You know, were all over us. Kolasinac, who I thought was injured until like February, he came back and he had a storm of him. I didn't know that he was. He
didn't look like himself. He looked like a whole new player.
But United in that game, one of the most diabolical first halves.
We're not talking about United. Let's finish Arteta. No. Let's give Arteta his just dues.
I'm giving him his just dues.
I didn't finish. You cut me. So basically, Arteta's just come and he's shown. He's taken it from Pep. He's taken it. He's taken whatever it was that Pep had over there, and he's brought it to Arsenal. But he's got it back now.
Can you just
and Arteta's driving the boat. Arteta's driving the boat at Arsenal. So it's good that the unknown is really keeping us happy at Arsenal right now. And we just it's all smiles.
I say slow it down for that. Again, it's been 3 games. You say it's keeping you happy, but I feel like
Yeah, but we're seeing changes, so...
Oh, no, 100%, but like, let's take a balanced view. Like,
it's good for us,
still,
so...
It's still a young
all,
man.
all jokes aside, though, I was asking fans, we've got to relax, because
no, it's true.
I'm seeing us do a lot. People are saying, clearly you can see signs of Arsenal, the transition. Relax. Calm down. The same thing.
There's going to be ups and downs.
This is the new manager bump. The new manager like pump is happens in every club. Happens with Oli. Happens with Steve Bruce. It happens with everyone. It happens with everyone. You get a new manager, you feel like you need to work a little bit harder. So you're chasing down balls a little bit quicker. You're passing a little bit faster. But you really start to see the manager's stuff after like 8-9 games. That's when you start to see if the pump has run out. If they've still got momentum going. But I'm happy so far with what I've seen. Emery gave us the same feeling, some people the same feeling at the start. No, take your mind back. People were saying Arsenal were...
Not me.
Chelsea and Man City beat us, but everyone said we ran hard for those first 2 games. I remember everyone said we ran hard. I was thinking, what does that even mean? Everyone was like, oh, we're passing out the back now. With no intention, just because we didn't boot it up, people were happy with that. Yeah, it's different under Emery instead of Arsenal.
That's what they said with Arteta as well, though. Like,
that's what I'm saying, so let's slow it down.
Much better,
let's slow it down, but the good things I've got here is that he's getting the best out of Ozil for now, even though it's been 3 games, but it's good to see that. And I'm really interested in how he handles Pepe. Because there's 3 managers now that said he's bad at training and stuff, but like...
I don't think, like, the fact that he took him off in the 60th minute, I feel like he saw that he wanted, like, his intensity dropped as well in the second half. That's why he was quick to get him off. Like, so it'll be interesting to see whether...
But that's a battle that Arteta don't want to have, though. If Pepe just came through for 70 mil, that's a hill we don't want to die on in terms of arguing with Pepe, because would the board back Arteta or would they back Pepe when this player-manager tussles? So he has to play him, low-key. He has to play him.
I'm not sure if he has to play him.
He has to play him.
I think he has to
That's
play
our most expensive signing. Arsenal penny pinch, he has to play him.
I don't think
that's a hill we don't want to die
on. I don't think that's is going to be the be-all end-all, because you're clearly moving in a different direction from where you were with Unai Emery and all the way you were acting before. Now it's clearly a long-term project with Arteta. The players are going to have to buy into the way he wants to play. And if Pepe is only going to show his intensity for 60 minutes, that's not something that Arteta is going to mess with. So in the long term, I don't think it's going to work out well for Pepe if he doesn't take in Arteta. Obviously, he played well in the first half, caught Luke Shaw in his absolute bum. But if he's not going to go through fully for the 90 minutes, then it could get long for Pepe. Because again, we
need to not rush, because people always forget about adjusting to the Prem. When Coutinho first came, Coutinho used to do that. Just play first half.
I just like to put up this disclaimer that this grace period didn't apply to Pogba. Everyone
want to talk about Pogba.
No, that's cool. But I just want to say
we're going to talk about Pogba.
Everyone wants to talk about grace period.
I've got his stats.
Huh? You got his stats?
Yeah,
it's cool. Show his stats. I just want to say that grace period didn't apply to everyone. But it's cool.
Okay.
Go on.
Moving on to Arsenal's transfers. We've been looking at Boateng and
Arsenal's transfers make me sick. Go on, Jude.
I mean, who are we actually going to go for?
Arsenal's transfers make me sick because right now, Arsenal, we're 4 players away from it being like a very, very strong side. If we just like throw the bag at everything. Yeah. Obviously, the Bellerin news broke out. Apparently, Arteta says that Bellerin is actually not the same player he was after the injury, which is true. And I'm so happy that they have a manager who can see it clear as day. Like, he's in tune with the fans. Bellerin's not. Obviously, some fans are like, can't wait for Bellerin and Tierney to come back. Tierney, yeah. Bellerin, no, because he's washed, been washed.
Oh, I'm not.
Nah, Bellerin's frail. Bellerin is so frail.
100% agree with that.
Bellerin's so frail, he shouldn't be playing football right now, and he's vegan now. You can't come back and be
vegan for like 2 years.
Bro, you can't come back from a serious injury and then become a vegan and then you still think you're going to be strong. That's not how it works. So apparently,
there's no capping that he's like diminished player for me.
Diminished.
Because before, it was his pace that would get him. He was never a great defender, but his pace would definitely
got him out of trouble
every single time. But now he's not like the pace is even
deteriorating.
There's no meat in you, mate.
Get Max Aarons or get one of them. Get the Norwich fullback.
No, stick with Maitland-Niles.
No, relax. Then we got transfers. We're linked. Everyone's saying obviously Arsenal are linked to a lot of players. Upamecano. We're not throwing the bag at Upamecano. We're not getting Koulibaly. We've been linked to Thomas Partey, Atletico. We're linked to Ndidi. Trust me, I get all these links. We're linked to Grealish is one out there. If we could get Grealish. If we could get Grealish,
45, 50
if we get Grealish, I'm so happy. I would like Godfrey though at Norwich.
See? Jimmy's jumping on the wave.
I would like Godfrey and Norwich. Lewis Dunk as well.
Oh,
I don't mind. No, I don't. Listen, yeah. You lot. Because a man is English or British, we always just think, oh no, just because he's potatoes and bangers and mash. At the end of the day, yeah.
That's how a man ends up signing Daniel James.
Oh my god! And look how he's been your best player this season.
Relax, he's been the best player in August, bro. You ain't even
your best player
this season. You don't like to cap in this show. That's why I don't like him.
Who's your best player?
Huh? He's been our best player.
Yeah,
Rashford, Martial.
Oh, Martial's just played like 3 games, bro. Relax, bro.
But I said Daniel James is our best player.
Being your best player.
Daniel James.
Arsenal's a couple transfers away from a quick. Like, it can be fixed. We just have to throw the bag at it.
Just can't,
The defense issue, Arteta can't fix defense. I don't see any. I don't believe he has the nous to be able to fix the defense. I don't believe he's a defensive
Maybe
coach.
not with these players, but
it's personnel. It's just personnel.
Not with these players, but in the long term, definitely add a couple. Again, I don't see why this Jerome Boateng thing. Like, come on, he's like 33. His best years are.
He's not, you know.
How old
he's not, you know. He's like 29, 28.
You're capping.
No, he's not.
You're capping.
He's not.
Go search that. I'm gonna continue talking while this liar can't do research.
Go on.
Jerome Boateng, signing him it's kind of like the signing of Socrates, signing David Luiz.
Smelly.
You can't be going for all of these washed-up centre-backs that were great in their prime, but they're not the same player anymore. I've got Saliba coming in next season. To be fair, as I said before, maybe you should kind of just draft the season, not go for another older centre back and wait for Saliba to come through because he could really be.
Someone's got to pair up with him though.
Huh?
Someone's got to pair up with him. So either throw this bag at Koulibaly. Upamecano's 21.
We've got injury history though.
Has he got this mad injury history?
Knee problems, but
Ake,
again, that would be a decent. I'd like to see that, but
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Moving on to United. I'm going to start with Pogba.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Free my boy, man.
Free your boy?
Free my
Is
boy.
he not injured again?
Huh?
He's injured again,
He's injured, but he's not going in mental lockdown. I don't get why they're trying to get him down like this. Don't do that because
think you
it's
should
true.
just leave him.
I
agree.
I think it's done.
And I believe Pogba's left. Pogba left in summer.
Mentally.
Pogba and Raiola said this season because it was all at the end of last season when the fans were booing him. Pogba was like, yeah, you know, yeah, you booing me. Pogba was you lot's best player last season, but it was a shoddy season for United, and it just goes to show the shambles of a club you lot have become because Pogba is your talking point on the pitch, off the pitch, like no one else's box office. Pogba is so box office that even when he's injured, we speak about him. Like, there's nothing to talk about United. Because they want to pin it on Martial, but he doesn't care. You can't like try and drag someone that doesn't care. Have you tried to argue with yourself? You look crazy. That's why they can't pin it on Martial. Rashford, it's just like, they just still see him as a young boy. And he's not box office. You just can't teach that. And no one else in United is worth talking about. Because Pogba has been injured for about 14 games. But we talk about him every week. And the mainstream media talk about him every week.
For me, what Raiola was saying in the media about he wouldn't send any of his top clients there, he's not capping. Because this is something like the fact that United's been a money making thing, been focused on making money and not on what's happening on the football pitch. That's something that the fans, media have been saying for a long time. But the media are now getting angry because he's actually the one saying it, and he's talking on behalf of players, and that's what their players are actually thinking. Like, that's what they're mad about. They're not mad that Raioula's the one. Everyone's been mad. Oh, Raioula's a pig. He only in it for the money. He's not capping though. Like, whether you hate him for his beliefs or the way he moves or whatever. By the way, nobody hates Raiola when he's getting a player to your club. You only hate when he's trying to take
him out.
That's it.
So what did he say?
He said basically, I'm gonna paraphrase him, but you're saying Man United are business. They don't think about what's happening on the pitch, and he wouldn't send any of his players there because they'd ruin Pele, Maldini, and somebody else. But he's not capping. And the way the media have, the way Pogba's been unprotected by the club.
Oh man!
Why would you want to send a player there?
That goes to my next point. Firstly, the mainstream media are a joke when it comes, and it's just the hidden racism is so it's hidden, but it's so clear because For the first 2 seasons, we heard about Lukaku's 90 mil and we heard about Pogba's, however much it was it 90 mil?
Ain't heard a drop about Maguire.
Drop about Maguire.
He's literally the world's most
Maguire
expensive
is the
defender.
world's most expensive, bigger than Van Dijk. I ain't heard one person drag Maguire.
That game against Arsenal,
All up was skating on the floor.
bro, this guy turns like a fridge. Imagine, you know when you're trying to move a fridge?
Your fridge.
Move
Literally,
a
like, you get this side and I'll get the other side.
That,
And 1, 2, 3. Like, I can't lie. Maguire is.
And we don't hear
this.
a word about it in the
We
mainstream
knew
media.
this. We knew this.
It's
Only
crazy.
you lot were trying to tell us.
No, that's true.
You also knew, but you were just trying to defend your boy. We knew what Maguire's on because we've seen defenders. We knew this. Legit, we knew this.
It's crazy.
We knew this, but hey, they're not going to speak about it. And I'm waiting for. All it takes is one person on Gillette Soccer to drag him. But I believe.
Merson did it
tried,
early.
yeah.
Merson did it
No,
early.
but Merson did at the start. I mean,
Yeah.
drag him now that there's proof in the pudding. But he's not going to say I came out and told you so. But back to what you were saying about the club don't protect Pogba. It makes me sick. Ollie's interview was so shameless. Ollie came out and said Pogba's injured again, yeah? But
Wait, before you say that, I want to say that Ole's played a big part in the way Pogba's injury has been perceived. Because back in September, he was moving as if it wasn't
severe.
a big.
Severe.
It was a broken foot.
Severe.
It was literally.
He made it seem like it was just a little twisted.
Like as if he could be back by November latest. Man literally had a broken foot. There was a bone broken in his thing. And now that he's had to go off and do his rehabilitation, people are moving as if, he should be back by now. He's faking it. Like, I'm thinking, Ollie, if you just closed your mouth, because he talks as if he doesn't know what's going on. That's my problem. It's as if he's not the manager of the club, as if he's getting no information. It's a little, no, he could be back by this. Like, just be honest or don't say anything at all. Those are your 2 options. Don't say, it's a little thing. He could be back. We don't know. We're not going to rush him. Just be quiet if you don't know what to say. That's my worst thing about Ole. Because he was moving as if Pogba could be back any minute now. When really he needed to have surgery. Even he came back the 2 games and he played in pain. He played in pain against Rochdale as well. He played in pain against Arsenal. And it's like, just let him have the surgery. Just put him out.
Just give me 2 minutes. Just let me go. Just 2 minutes. Yeah?
Take your 2 minutes.
Because no lie, what Ollie did was disgusting. I'll get onto this. What Ollie did was disgusting. Firstly, Ollie likes to act like he doesn't know what's going on. Like he tries to act innocent, like so he's very sit on the fencey, and it's bait what you're doing because he knows when to get behind the fans and get the buzzwords going. Say stuff like the United way. But when it comes to talking about Pogba, he acts like he's just as out of the loop as the fans, and it's disgusting. He said more or less, okay, so Paul is injured again, and the physio said he's okay, but him and his people said when he went to check back with Paul's people said nah, he can't. First fuck up. He didn't need to say that. I've never heard that before. We all know every player has their own people. Every athlete has their own personal people. Yeah, and then he had to then clarify because he saw what the media were doing. Like, are you saying that Paul's camp said that he doesn't want to play? He said, no. When I was a player as well, you guys know when I broke money, I had my people in Sweden, in Norway, in Finland.
Like the club recommended the surgery as well.
Don't do that. All he needed to say is the physio said he wasn't fit. Whether it's his people or your people, it doesn't matter. So don't act confused because you know what you're doing. And then secondly, they're all mainstream media has put up the fact that Pogba said best way to spend New Year's with his imam. Like what's going on?
The fact that they even made that a thing.
What's going on? Like genuinely, Islam is real. It's actually so real. It's so real and it's disgusting. On to Pogba's stats now. United fans, do you know what you signed up for? Yeah, as in I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the top Reds in Manchester. You know what you signed up for because you know Pogba's stats. Last season was Pogba's best season. And if you compare it to any Juventus season, it was better than any Juventus season. In terms of goals. And no one in the Prem or like the top Reds can tell me that they were banging Serie A. So you can't tell me his performances in Juventus games were a lot bigger than his performances in United games. Because I don't believe you know that. No, but I don't believe you know that because all we really see here is Champions League when he plays in Champions League matches. We don't see games against Genoa or games against Inter or AC or whatever, whoever they're playing. But as for stats, I don't need to go through all of them. Clearly, he featured in the most games last season, and in Juventus, when he features in the same amount of games, he scored less goals and got less assists. So do we rate Pogba? Do we not? Is he trying hard enough? He has his best season at United, and do you still want him here? But anyway, he needs to go to Madrid because you lot don't deserve him. That's what I can say.
It's true.
So going off on Pogba and United, who does United have in mind for transfers? Or do you think Ole is going to sign anybody this January?
Going hard for Sean non-stuff again. Gonna be a big January transfer.
Sorry.
Was it outfield? Is it Freddie? Which one do you want? You want the older brother or the younger brother?
Both of them.
You want both to play the midfield?
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna make a party over here.
Cool. Well, I heard you lot want Madders. But for me, he's so overpriced. Not overrated, overpriced.
Yeah, Leicester's gonna pull our pants down on if we buy Madders.
Yeah, because they fleeced you from Maguire, so why not?
They're gonna.
Why
if
not
we come
fleece
back for another of their players,
That's true.
90 mil.
It's long.
Grealish is better and he's cheaper.
I'm not sure if Grealish is.
Grealish is better than
I'm not
Maguire.
sure if
Grealish is better than Maguire.
I feel like
Grealish-
with Aston Villa is Grealish and
Grealish is
give the
better
ball
than...
to with Aston Villa is more give the ball to Grealish and then we gotta hope for the best because he's their best player.
Grealish is better than Maguire. Stronger, faster, skill set is not far off. What Maddison tramps Grealish in is not far off. They both get goals.
For me, if
They
you
both
put
get
Maddison,
goals. Grealish is younger and he's got more experience. Captain Villa at a younger age. Who's younger?
we're giving it to him for being the captain.
Madison's younger than Grealish.
Yeah.
Grealish is like 24. So.
Madison's
Yeah, Grealish is old, bro.
Grealish is 24.
Grealish has been about for a second, fam.
Grealish is 24.
Yeah, 23,
Yeah,
24
but-
at least.
You can't punish
It's been about them.
Madison for his environment just because he's not captain of Leicester. Is that his fault? He don't
Yeah,
play
but
Villa.
you can say that about everyone though.
Yeah,
But I'm saying Grealish has got
Villa.
captaincy. Grealish has got captain leadership experience as well. United need a bit of that on the pitch, and he's P and P, and he's P and P, and he's P and P.
What?
Yeah, anybody else?
Who else? Nah, we're just
Aaron's.
captain, man. We ain't buying no one. Club likes to talk a lot, but we won't buy any. But Ole's already said that we've got Matic is gonna stay for the rest of the season. Timothy Fosu-Mensah can play DM. When I said that, I was like, yeah, cool. We're not buying no one.
You've got your
It's
hard
cool.
point.
We're blessed. We ain't buying no one, man.
So, talking about the other clubs, does City have anybody in mind? Do we know?
Apparently, Pep said that he's not signing anyone.
Pep's just
This
got to go
January.
get Ake.
Do you think so?
Do you
Just
think?
got to go get a proven English centre back because that is dire. That situation, and we just got to pray that all Liverpool's back four.
Man,
Yeah.
stop talking about Liverpool.
I'm
It's
gonna
done,
keep
bro.
doing them today.
It's done.
Everyday Liverpool. No. Chelsea.
Can they sign anyone?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can.
they can.
Oh, they can now.
What
Hopefully.
they
Their
bid
thing is well
for?
lifted.
They bid for Moussa Dembele.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
Saw that, yeah.
give some competition to Tammy. Decent. That'll be a decent.
They need
pickup.
they need a striker. When these lot that got Haaland, the Dortmund lot, you lot should have Chelsea United should have gone for him.
No way.
United fans would say it was a done deal.
Nah, for me, I didn't want Haaland because I don't feel like to step up from the Austrian league all the way to the Premier League. You definitely need a stepping stone, and Dortmund's probably the perfect club for that. They'll leave Dortmund 2-3 years time, but and go to a bigger club if he does well as we expect him to. But right now, from the Austrian league to the Premier League, and what we need, I don't think. And the type of player that he is, he's more of a goal getter rather than create a goal himself.
Yeah.
And in this United team, if you can't do something for yourself, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's every man for himself.
So because of the whole Haaland thing, do you think Sancho's leaving or not? Because I heard Chelsea want him as well.
I think Sancho's going to leave it.
If Sancho goes to Chelsea, he should shouldn't go to Chelsea.
Well,
Where
That's-
though? Because I know he probably wants to come back to England.
Liverpool.
to this place
Liverpool. Their
play
space.
Do what?
fiddle.
Their space. They're gonna make space.
For how?
For who?
Get rid of Hey guys!
Thanks for watching The Final Third.
For more football analysis or sports content,
please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Final Third.
or follow us on Twitter @TheFinalThird_.